You do that. Hello, hello, hello. Hope everyone's fantastic. There we go. That should do that. Fantastic. Positioning. Everything's good. A little bit more work on that, but we're in a good spot. Hello, 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 beautiful people. It's been some time. I'm sorry, but I'm back now. I had a little session on Instagram, and now there we go. Now bear with me too, guys, because I'm working on a smaller screen today. My iPad needs to charge, and so I'm on the phone screen. I can still read, but you're a little bit more distant. So bear with me. All right, I've got my coffee. I've got my lovely frame. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know this is what I was working on yesterday. It's just an old school frame, and what I'm doing to it is I'm restoring it by sanding it a little bit, priming it, and then adding a layer of thick matte gloss to it to make it really pop. Hi Eddie, it's going good. Colleen, I hope you're doing fantastic. Lovely to see your name again. So we're going to leave this frame today. I'm going to put one more coat on it later. But what if you can see from where you are, the effect I'm getting, if it shows up, is this rougher, more textured surface. That's what we're after. That's what we're going for. This is good. This is a good frame. This is going on an old school picture we did way back in the day. A bull rider. Fun picture, and it's going inside this frame. But I was going to send it off with the frame, and then I thought, actually, you know what? Let's turn this frame white, because this picture's quite intense on the colour. So, turning it white. Turning it white. Right, I'm going to put this to the side, because this is not what we're doing today. Although it's very exciting that Seth has a frame, it's got nothing to do with what we're going to be up to today. So, what's a visage? I've never heard of a visage, Andre. Is it a horse? It's a horse. That's fantastic. You're avoiding the snow that's falling. Fair enough. I was talking to Joey, guy in Canada, and he was going to send me through some pictures of polar bears, because currently he's got snow everywhere there. Great dude. Hope you're showing your art in Ireland. Would have a lot of. That's fantastic. I'd love to show my art in Ireland. JC, if you just miss it, Joey, I was just yakking about you. We're talking about snow, and I'm saying I reckon Joey's knee deep in snow right now. So, yeah. In fact, I like snow, guys. It was a little bit intense in Canada. I remember in Canada it was negative 40 degrees. Now, negative 40 degrees. Hello, T. How we doing? Good to see you, T. Long time no see. In Canada, it's negative 40 degrees. It was negative 40 degrees while I was there, and negative 40 in Celsius and Fahrenheit means the same thing. So that was cold. I remember walking outside, and it literally hurt to actually be outside at negative 40 on your face and things. So that was wild. Hello, Two Studs Ranch. Hope you're looking after yourself. Hope the animals are doing well. Thanks, T. And I'm sorry for disappearing on everyone. I was gone for a while. Now, like I was saying, I was doing a quick talk with the moderators and things. I've been going through a little bit of an artist rut. It's not a big deal. It always happens. It's when the paint isn't landing quite right. Now, we talk about this all the time, guys. And so, trust me, I'm very equipped to deal with artist ruts. And I've been using a little bit of music. I've been changing things up. For me, one of the most effective things is to change the environment. Where am I painting? How am I painting? Change these things up. So that's been doing a little bit of Instagram. So if you're with me on Instagram, you'll notice I've been streaming there a little bit. Not because the stream's any different, it just changes the environment, keeps things all mixed up. But the important thing is, guys, this whole process isn't an honest process. So some days we're on form, some days we're not. But that is the reality of being an artist. And it doesn't matter how good you get at art, guys. I can't stress this enough. If you are just starting on your first canvas with your first learning set, or if you've got to the stage where you're in New York galleries and you're wandering around with a suit and tie showing off your art, you're going to experience anxiety, you're going to experience blocks, you're going to experience sometimes being unsure with your artwork, and the same tools that helped you. Hey, who's putting cowboy hats on my head? I'm trying to be serious here. The same tools that helped you, but of course, thank you, Matt, you're an absolute champion. The same tools that helped you when you had your first set of paint and you were enjoying just the act of simply making art, and the tools that help you if you're an award-winning champion artist out there in the world doing whatever you want to be doing, the same tools apply. So when you're first learning how to get over little ruts, little hiccups, and little challenges as an artist, realize that you're actually preparing your skills, preparing yourself in pre-season for when things go big, for when you're preparing yourself for your next rut. That's a good way to put it. Which of the tools is your favorite? I'm old school, guys. I'm very old school. And when I say I'm old school, I mean I like a paintbrush. That's my favorite tool. I don't like these little, I'll show you one. Hold on, where is it? These things. I haven't even cleaned it, so naughty. I don't like these things, guys. Impasto effect tools, splattering paint around. Yeah, it's fun, but for me, it's not that. It doesn't have that rudimentary, raw feel of a tool. Like, I feel like if you're doing sculpture, the key is with a chisel. You know, that's the fundamental. And I feel like with painting, for me, it's just, I mean, there's a million different ways to make a painting. Use your hands or a cloth or whatever. But for me, I just like a paintbrush. So let me do me. That doesn't mean that a paintbrush is the be-all, end-all tool to be using, guys. If you like using whatever you want to use, you are as right as I am. But if you ask me for my favorite's a subjective opinion. And my subjective opinion is I like a paintbrush. So please understand it's subjective. Now, stay still. I need to fix this light. Right. I feel really bad because I've actually got a little ring light on me at the moment, and I dropped it like 10 times, and so it's like, it plays up a little bit. So I put some tape on it to help it. And then Shelby dropped it yesterday, which wasn't a big deal at all. So I've dropped it a million times, and now it flickers a little bit. So a little bit of tape, it's fixed. It's fixed. Now, let's have a look at this painting. Honestly, guys, I love it. I love it. It's not finished, and the reason it's not finished is because I want to add a few more colours. But actually, the whole form of it, if I get out of the way for a moment, it's really good. It's really good. When I say it's really good, I mean it's representing what I set out to represent. I feel a connection to Montana through this painting, and that's what I wanted. So, perfect. I'm sorry to you for saying hi, but you know what? There's a lovely group of moderators in this chat, and I tell you what, they are amazing people. I talk with them all the time, and they want nothing but the best for everyone in this chat. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. So if they slip and hit you up for something that wasn't quite right, I bet they're sorry, and I bet they didn't mean to, and just know that they're absolute champions. So anyway, painting. Let's have a look-see. I'm just standing in front of a painting and yakking, but there's a few little parts that I want to capture, and I'm probably going to go at them with some black to kick off with. Why black? Black. How do you describe black? I describe black as the definer, which sounds really deep and wild. Black I love because black will consume all other colours and just win. It's not because it's trying to beat the other colours, but it's because it's trying to create shape, it's trying to define and show. So be very careful with black, but you've got to use it. Black's like if you're working in a group of people, you know how you go into like high school classes or university classes or workplaces, and what would happen is there was like a group of 5 of you, and you'd have all sorts of different characters in there. You'd have a creative, you'd have a introvert, an extrovert, this and that. If black was a colour in that group, black would be the colour that black would be the person who wanted to make sure everything was nailed down, that actually we had a plan and that we were moving on the plan, that everyone had responsibilities, and just make sure there was a really clear blueprint of what was going to happen. That person's a lot, and black is a lot. But you know what? Really essential to get results. So black's good. Black's good. Now, thanks for the roses, Jordan. Love you to bits, mate. You're an absolute champion. Okay, so where do I want to put some black though? There's already areas with the black in there. We'll probably stretch them out a little bit, but there's actually enough shade in the picture. We just want to catch some details. So we're going to combine our black with, oh my god, did I run it out? Oh no! Oh no, SpaghettiOs. Oh well, that's alright. We're out of our transparent painting medium. So, we're going to use what's called primer. This is like a gel thing. I like this stuff. It's not my favourite because it splashes a little bit. That's funny. I haven't seen the Princess Diaries for a long time. The problem with this stuff, the challenge with this stuff is, cheers Jordan, is to not make it splash everywhere. This behaves a lot like water. I like liquids that behave more like oil. When I say oil, like if you imagine linseed oil, it's a bit thicker, it doesn't want to splash as much, the viscosity of it doesn't want to bounce around. Because the way I move, this paint splashes. So if I show you this up close, this is the usual stuff. See how it's running around that plate? Probably not because it's white, but it really wants to run like water. Which just means, all it means is I keep the plate nice and level, otherwise it'll run off the side. If it runs off the side, I'll look silly, there'll be a little embarrassing moment where someone points out, oh, you lost some paint, and then I'll step in it a wee bit. So, we'll try and avoid that. Now, let's get this there, and let's get a little bit of their black. What sort of paint is it? Doesn't really matter, guys. Mid-range paint. Greetings from Ukraine. I'm an artist of paintings. Fantastic. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're here. And if you're painting as well, I wish you all painting all the best. Love those trousers. Where did I get them? That's a great question, Oliver. This was a great buy. I got these trousers from a second-hand shop yesterday for $2. Guys, it was an SPCA second-hand shop. So an SPCA second-hand shop is a second-hand shop that gets all their profits and they give them to animals in need. We're talking about pounds, animal shelters, animal rescues, all this sort of stuff. Vets, that's SPCA. So I bought these pants and the dollars I paid for these pants went towards saving animals. And I got a pair of pants. And I looked after the environment, saved some animals and got some pants. I don't know. Sounds like a good gig, guys. If you haven't considered it, go to an op shop. Op shop means second-hand shop. And buy clothes from there. Anyway, sorry. Another sip of coffee for me. I've got 2 drink bottles. One on this side, and one on this side. And I'm almost through that one, and then I need to get through this one. Once I do both of them, I've had my water for the day. Guys, this is so important. It's been a while since I've told you guys this. Hello, Pink. Hope you're looking after yourself. You need to be drinking. This is not my advice. This is like advice of people who know what they're talking about. Who's not me. You should be drinking 3 litres of water a day. That's so much water. And you can't start late in the day, otherwise you won't get any sleep because you'll be waking up the whole time getting rid of your water. So you've got to start around 9 AM or whenever you like and drink as much water as you can because you need that 3 litres. What really sold it on me was It's not 3 litres for the best results, it's 3 litres to avoid any negative results. It's wild. I don't have any tattoos, Jade, but I appreciate the question. Ooh, that's cold water. So there's a fancy drink bottle that Shelby got me, and she says it works like a thermos, keeps the water cold, and whoo, it does. Do I paint for a living? Do I paint for a living? Yes. I not only paint for a living, I live to paint. That's cheesy, I don't regret saying it. Right. Paintbrush. We're going to go for a smaller paintbrush, guys, because we're noticing small bits of detail. This is one of our fancier brushes. Now, there's one bristle in this brush, bear with me. This needs to go. There we go. One little bristle dabbling out to the side can ruin a painting. I want a brush where all the bristles are in reasonable unison. I don't want one flying out the side. Fantastic. Belinda, I'm very, very proud of you. This is important too. Tea counts as water, but coffee does not count as water. If you have a cup of coffee, forget the 3 litres, you've got to have a cup of water for that cup of coffee and then still get your 3 litres. It's hard out there, guys, but you know what? There's 2 things we can always rely on that are good for us. Sunscreen and water. So, right. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Now, if I show you up close here, guys, can you see what's happening here? I've got a bunch of this. See how it's very wet. That's okay, it's fine. We're gonna mix it here first, and I want to get this all through here. I'm not gonna make it deep black, just like a dark grey. Let's grab some of that detail. If I do this here, it won't happen on the canvas. Am I gonna use all of this? Nah. I'll probably use about a quarter of this, guys, and then once I get bored, or once I think I've done the job we set out to do, the next thing I'll do is grab a new colour and stir that up. Am I self-taught? If I said I was self-taught, I would upset a lot of people. A lot of people have had an impact on me in different ways. No, I've had tutors. I did a little bit of art school. I finished a degree in art history, so, but no, I'm not self-taught. That would be unfair on a lot of amazing people to say I was. But you know what? Self-taught or tertiary educated or whatever you may be, it's all good. The focus is on the art, not on the qualification. I'd love to get into painting, and I want to do mine on a basic canvas on my wall. Any advice? That is a great question. We get that question often on the stream. You know what you need to do as well? Do me a favor. I'll answer your question if you like pina coladas. I love that name. I love that name. Do me a favor. First off, ask that question on one of the, any one of the, are they called Reels on TikTok? Or are they TikToks? Ask it on one of the videos on my TikTok, and that way I can do a reply to it for everyone else who wants to see it. Because I want to start answering these things more for you guys, so the answers are actually there in the feed, rather than just like gone on every live. But to answer it right now, any advice? First off, you're going to make no mistakes. Whatever you get to start with is enough, and it's going to be fine. I could tell you about brushes and paint and canvases all day long. I'm going to paint while I talk, sorry guys. I could tell you about brushes, canvases and paints all day long, but you know what? It really doesn't matter all that much. If you're just starting out, all that matters is making a start. And you're like, but I want to head in the right direction. Trust me, starting is the right direction. You are nailing it. The fact that you've got yourself a little painting set and you're taking your first step, you're like, don't judge that. Do not judge that. You have nailed that. That's exactly where you want to be. You are doing exactly the right thing. Your only next job, after you've got your painting set, your sculpture set, your photography camera, maybe it's a Kodak that you're going to do little footage with, your only job after that is to enjoy playing with it. not practicing, not building skills, not challenging yourself to struggle and to create difficulty in this little process. Play. Play is so important, guys. I haven't used this word that much on the stream before, but when you are starting out, when you're building ideas, when you're creating a process, and I don't care what you're doing, sportsman, whatever, play with it, enjoy it, get a feel for it, get a feel for how you like to play with it. This is really, really important. If you get a feel for how you like to play with a camera or paint, then you get a better idea of where you want to go with it. You may have thought you knew, but only once you're actually playing with the paint, making images, can you really understand, actually, this is the sensations, this is the moments, this is the music, this is the stuff that I really liked. And you find that through play. And then as you get better, and as you focus on your skills, and as you build yourself, never lose sight of that play. Please keep going back to it. When I start getting into a rut, when I start not being able to put paint together right, when I start wondering what I'm going to do next, what have I forgot? I forgot to play. Play again. Figure out what you like and how you do it without the judgment of results. This is important. I actually do glass painting. That's phenomenal. I like that. I've actually got a little thing. I've got a little thing coming soon, and I'm really excited, and it's to do with glass, guys. I've been talking about it with Shelby. It's been pillow talk for me and Shelby recently. I love brushes, aka Kiwi. Hey DJ. I love brushes, but I never feel a connection to the brush, and I want to. I want a brush that I feel connected to, that I feel like is a tool. Like, think about Michelangelo creating Discobolus, the chisel he used. I reckon you get a favourite chisel. I want a favourite paintbrush. And so one thing I've been talking with Shelby about is getting a paintbrush made out of glass, like a wand. And I want to keep using it with like screw on, screw off heads, and actually having a paintbrush that actually I don't swap, change all the time. I go, this is the paintbrush that I create art with. I want that. I want that sensation. Thanks, DJ. I appreciate you. And then there was another question that got tagged that I missed. I'm sorry, guys. But if I miss your question, ask it in one of the videos, because then I can do a little response question. And I've got this little rule I'm doing with myself, guys, because what happens is I panic if I'm not live, and I redo and redo and redo footage because I'm never quite happy with it. And I'm like, you know what? This is so against everything you talk about in the streams. This is so against when you say, you know, imperfection, you know, blah, 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 blah. One shot. One shot. So when I'm doing these videos now, guys, for you, you'll notice in the most recent one I put up there, first take, and I like trip over my words like 3 times in it. And I'm like blah, blah, blah. You know what? First take is the only take. So I think that's important. So if you ask a question and I answer it with a video, know that the first take is the take that I'm sending you. And if I stutter and blabble and ruin the whole thing, then that's my authentic answer. And I think, you know what? In a world where we can take 1 million replays and 1 million redos and 1 million reshoots, I think authenticity is pretty fun. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. So it's very easy for me too, guys. Wherever I am, I may not have a studio around me, but I can always answer questions. So if you've got some genuine questions, throw them through. Because if you want an answer to it, you know what? Everyone else might want an answer too. You never know. Ralph, how long have you been at it? You do a great job. Quebec, Canada. Thank you very much, Ralph. First off, I really appreciate that. You're an absolute champion. And second off, I've been at it for, how long have I been at it for? Well, a long time, but don't let time be the thing that stops you, because a lot of people will be like, I want to get started, but I just don't have, I just haven't spent enough of my time on it, so I just don't know if I can get good at it now, because I think it's too late for me. So I've always loved painting. Ever since I was a young baby, my mother put a paintbrush in my hand, or saw that I wanted to have a paintbrush in my hand, and then pushed me into all sorts of stuff, which built my skill and desire to paint. But honestly, if I'd never painted, I should still start and do it right now. So if you're in a moment where you're thinking, if you're asking the question, how long have you painted for, to wonder if you should start painting, then don't ask it for that reason. Don't ask for that reason. There we go. This is a beautiful stuff. This primal stuff's really fun. My only problem with this primal stuff is it's got a slight scent to it. And I like to work with compounds that have no scent, no musk, no nothing. Oils are great, guys, but you know what? Oils will rattle your brain, and you're more important than any piece of artwork. So make sure, please come on my talk show. Absolutely, I would love to come on your talk show. But what would I talk about? Fantastic, you've got a talk show, by the way. I wish you all the best for your talk show. And you know what? You can DM me, or however the kids getting in touch these days. Sometimes the moderation will answer if we know Seb will which is, DJ's like, you know what? Seb misses a lot of things, so we have his back. That's basically what that says. And I appreciate that, DJ. I appreciate that. Yeah, guys, so I try and get on top of all the comments that come through, but at the end of the day, I want to show you this process, but I also need to make money to feed myself. So I need to make the painting as well. So bear with me if I miss your comments while I'm trying to add paint to the painting, because we are sort of dual-wielding things here. And but it's very important, guys, that actually you are here and you're involved in this process and you're here with me. I saw this, I had to hop on and say, wow, thanks, Elizabeth. I don't know where you're based in the world, Elizabeth, but I hope you have an incredible day, and it's good to have you here. This is a little space, a wholesome place where we can come together, we can enjoy art, and we can have an honest process. Because a lot of the time, guys, if you go to a gallery and you see artwork on the walls, what happens? You see these giant finished pictures, and they're glorious. But you know what? They put perfection on the wall, or a perfect result on the wall, but you didn't see the process. You didn't see the highs and the lows and the battles and the challenges and the mistakes that made up a piece of artwork and put it there in front of you. And honestly, those highs, lows, challenges, mistakes, and battles that artists went through to make that picture, that's so important to be involved in the art. So yes, look, I'm hoping, you never quite know with art because it's always a wild west. I'm hoping we're going to make a beautiful picture here, a beautiful result that's going to look really special, that's going to be full of energy, and Sean, the owner of this painting, is going to love it. He's going to love it. But part of that is actually showing you a painting goes through stages. A painting has mistakes in it. A painting has... a painting's like an ogre. Ogres have layers. A painting's like an onion. Onions have layers. So... and a lot of the time you'll start a painting, and I love it too, because I love it when there's a painting which comes out really nice. But when you start it, people say, ooh, what's that? I don't like it. This is good. This is caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly. This is imperfection into something great. This is good. If your painting starts from a place where it looks perfect off the bat, and everyone's like, oh, I love it, straight away, that's okay, that happens. But actually, if everyone loves it off the bat, sounds like you're sort of finished. Don't keep going. But I love a painting that for the first 7 hours, no one likes. And then all of a sudden, someone will tilt their head and be like, oh, I see it. Oh, wow, that's what I want. That's what I want. And then I want to get to a stage where you fall in love with it. But at the start, even right now, it wants to look rough and messy and wild. We can get that wow factor into it. I think it's already got that wow factor actually. But I want to get this paint in a little bit more harmony up close. I want more layers. I want more depth, more wilderness in the paint. I want you to be able to come up close to it and not just see one splash of paint. I want you to see through 5 layers of wild paint. Thanks, Matt. I hope your day's going well as well. I love the lighter accent colours. Yeah, we've got more of those coming. I know I'm using black, but you know what? The white is on the way. We're going to add more of it. Probably in baby blue, guys. Why baby blue? Because I like baby blue. Here we go. Just going to get a little bit of these accent colours in here. And just through here a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit through here. This is very light paint, guys. It's very transparent, and that's okay. What I'm trying to do is slowly build up a little bit. You may not even see sometimes that the paint's actually landing on the canvas. This is good. Trust me, up close, big changes are happening. Big changes. They seem to complement your mother's work of art. Ha! My mother was part of the reason that I paint right now, guys. My mother put an incredible amount of work. She's a very analytical mind, and she put in a lot of work to develop my painting style to be what it is. She didn't know herself how to deal with a little black sheep child in terms of painting. Well, she did. She knew to buy, she got painting supplies. We had a room that was unused in the house that she turned into a little art room, which was phenomenal. And she got me teachers. I remember as young as like 6 or 8, I had like art teachers where other kids were going off to soccer practice or football practice. What was I doing? I was going along to private lessons, and I remember it was like, oh mum, I don't want to go. I don't want to paint today. It was like, no, on this, drop you off here, go make some sculptures, go do this. And it's funny because the skills that I learned as a young kid, you take for granted a little bit because you're like, oh, well, so everyone does it. I'm like, oh, that must be how it feels for some rugby players or some rock climbers or golfers who've been doing it ever since they were babies. You think it comes naturally to everyone because you've been doing it since you're a little tacker. Doesn't mean everyone can't do it. It just means that you got a nifty little head start, like someone who learns how to ski or wakeboard or snowboard when they're a baby. You learned how to paint as a baby Kiwi. Yeah, I did, and I'm very, very lucky. It's not lost on me that there's an extreme element of luck in there that I had all these tools placed in front of me from a young age. Oh, misty eye of the mountain below, keep watching over my brother's soul. And if the sky be filled with fire and smoke, keep watching over during sun. Oh my god, this is perfect. You know what I really need? I need a little stand that this can sit on so I can have my hand free. Hey Shuggy baby, I'm hot like a Perron song. Doom 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 doom. You look. Thank you. He can sing as well. He can't. I can't really sing, guys. If it sounds like it's good singing, it's a trick of the mic. Painting is my craft. I love to paint. I love to paint. But the singing, not so much. That lead comes down to here. There we go. Hello. Hey, Shuggy, baby, I'm hot like a parasol. There's water in my tummy. Do you sell your paintings? Yes, indeed. These paintings are available. Not this one. Wait, what am I saying? These paintings, all the paintings are currently sold out. These are commissions. So this is a commission that's to Montana, probably in about 6 days. Cheers, T. Appreciate that. We're using the same painting style that we used on Mahalo, which is acrylic paint with transparency gels through it, layers upon layers. So everywhere you look, there'll be about 5 or 6 layers of this paint crisscrossing each other. It's blotchy in a way that's quite Monet-like. It's quite vibrant and intense in colour, like a Van Gogh, in that you've got colour straight from the tube, straight to the canvas. But we're expanding the colour palette outside of the regular Van Gogh. Van Gogh had like 6 types of paint that he'd use all the time. We've got 25. Why do we have 25? Well, because art stores sell a lot of paint tube colours these days, so have fun. And yeah, I want to put about 10 layers on this piece, maybe 15, but we'll see how we go. Sev. Hey, Shuggy, baby, I'm hot like a parasol. Now, I'm going to capture these mountains up here. There we go. Look good. A schmuck. What's an artist schmuck? I don't know what that is, but you know what? I'm excited about it. At the end of the day, guys, I like to paint as if in semi-formal. Sometimes I do real formal, but not often now. Semi-formal is the place I want to be, and the reason I like to be in semi-formal is because I'm showing up to work. I'm showing up to my craft, and your craft is sacred. When I say your craft is sacred, I mean that. I mean to actually turn up as if you're ready to go for the thing you really care about. Now, I know paint's messy. I get it. Paint goes everywhere. But the way I like to paint, I want to have control. I don't have any control over this, how this is going to turn out, which wilderness this painting is going to end up into, but I do have control over how I put the paint there. So from tube to plate to canvas, I shouldn't get any on me if I'm on form. Do you ever paint more traditional realism and stuff? Look, I've dabbled, but you know what? I feel like I've got so much more to offer you guys and so much more to offer the world through this wild, primal, expressive style. I'm glad there's realism painters out there in the world. They do fantastic work. I love what they're making. I love looking at it. I love that they're provided they're loving making it. I love that they're making it. But I feel like I can give people more through this. Through this wilderness of primal, vibrant colour, through trying to use these rudimentary tools to put emotion. How wild's that? The idea, if you believe that's the case, that's really special. I believe that actually you can invoke emotion via putting coloured paint on a 2D surface. That idea alone is extremely interesting. And if that can be done, I want to accentuate that to the extreme. I want to fill these paintings not just with any kind of emotion. I want to fill it with joy, vibrancy, and happiness. Fulfillment. I want to put all these things onto a 2D surface, and I want these to go as far and as wide as possible. Because you know what? If you could make a painting that would then exist and continue to make other people happy, like a craft of happiness, you produce something that makes someone else happy, that's pretty good. For me, that's about as cool as it can get. Like, if your painting can produce happiness, a feeling of happiness in someone else's mind, a stranger's mind can look at the painting and feel happiness. That's cool. I feel like Imagine if you met someone, and like, oh, what do you do? I'm a builder, so I build houses. What do you do? I'm an electrician, I do this. What do you do? I'm a painter, I literally produce happiness. That's pretty cool. I'm not saying I can do that. I feel like I've done that. I want to accentuate that. I want to build on that. Every time I make these canvases, I don't want to confuse it. We're here to create fulfillment. We're here to create happiness. And we're here to do it through paint. I say we're here because we're all here together, everyone. Ask a question in the post comments for him to answer. Yeah, thanks, Destro. Appreciate that. Otherwise, ask here as well. But if I miss it, which, if you've been here before, you know I'm not the most reliable. I'm pretty good. Sometimes. We all need a wall decal that says, paint me like... a bumper sticker. Now we're talking. Oh, let's show you, baby, I'm hot like a parasol. Excuse my burping, guys. I'm mortal, and one of the things I get, guys, is a little bit of acid reflux every now and again. Not a big deal. And how I deal with it is I watch the food I intake. Low FODMAP helps a lot. You've heard of FODMAP before. It's just another style of diet. Cauliflower sets me off. Onion and garlic sets me off. When I say sets me off, I just burp a little bit. It's uncomfortable. And so what I'll do is I'll take, potatoes. I love potatoes. They're good for me. Bread. Bread's not great for Seb. Bread's not great. Used to love bread as a kid, but now, not so much. Cheers, DJ. Hope you're having a good day. I hope Rich is having a good day too. Dun 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 dun. Not a parasol. Boom 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 boom. Just add a little bit in there and a little bit down here. Here we go. So the goal here is not to see a man on a horse. It's not to see the land. It's not to see the mountains. It's not to see the sky. It's not to see these things. It's to see the colours and the shapes and the tones that makes them what they are. And if I can ignore what makes these shapes what they are, and ignore the fact that they do come together and make a shape like a mountain or a man or a horse, and completely focus on the fact that there's small triangles, sways, colours and movements within it. Only then, by truly ignoring that subject and focusing on the small blocks that make it up, can I actually capture it. How wild's that? Maybe it's not the same for everyone, but for me, it's most certainly true. And so that's what we're up to here. Now, to mix things up, because you can't add one colour into perpetuity, you've got to change things up. I'm going to add a bit of green into the black. Green into the black, and then we'll swap away from the black. I don't know where we'll go yet. It's a wild world, but we'll go somewhere and we'll have fun with it. I do need to move some more. So, if you're feeling like your painting or your painting style is getting lethargic, low energy, low this, low that, it may be a result. Let me just turn this aircon on. The room's cold. Oh, in fact, hold that thought, guys. I'm going to leave the aircon on, but I'm going to turn the fan right down. This is the trick. Can I make it work for me? Or am I too stupid? I'm not sure. It's making a beeping noise. Can you hear the beeping noise? But it's not doing anything. How many paintings do you have on the go at the Mo, Seb? So T, the new system. Le new system is I'm doing one painting at a time. We're going on Montana until Montana's finished. We're doing the highs and lows of Montana together. After Montana is finished, the next painting is 2 horses. And we're doing that one to conclusion. Now, I do have my little side thing over here. Voila! This is my little frame that I'm working on to go on another painting, which I'm going to ship off probably tomorrow. It needs one more coat on the frame to dry and it's good to go. There is no gallery. Oh, that's the temperature. No wonder that's not working. I need to, here's all the settings. Oh, hello. Fan, down to 1. Oh, hello. There we go. So it's going, but it's on low setting. Yeah, so the studio is completely sold out, guys. It's just commissions at the moment. There's a link in the bio to order commissions. And I'm going from one commission to the next commission. So we're doing one commission at a time now. What I found is I like doing multiple commissions, but it was quite mentally challenging leaping from one theme, vibrancy, emotion, feeling, into another one, and actually giving it my all backwards and forwards. If I get in one moment, I wake up and I think Montana, I think Treasure State, I think the colours, I fall asleep thinking about what I want to do on it tomorrow, and I go through a process with that singular painting. Now the results have been beautiful for the painting so far, but for me, it's much less to get one theme, one idea. At the moment, it's Montana, and just smash it. I fall into trees, what colour it's going to be, is it turquoise, is it aquamarine blue? What am I going to do to make sure this painting goes to the stars in the next layer? And that's the one thought. That's the one thing you're doing. And so, on a day when maybe you're not feeling it as much, you know what's really cool? I've got one focus in my mind. I just need to nail Montana. I just need to make Montana everything I can make it. And that's pretty cool. Because one thing guys, I like a single-minded pursuit. I suit a single-minded pursuit. And so I want to be completely embodied in Montana until the conclusion of this painting. And that feels really good for me, guys. I like that. Big fan. What's your favorite kind of subject to paint? My favorite kind of subject to paint, I've got a few. There's not one thing that I'm like, that's my thing. I like the challenges. I like the challenge of a landscape. I like the changing, I like capturing the wrinkles of a face. Time. A withered face where time's had an effect on it. That's very fun. I like genre. I guess you've got a lot going on in it. You've got a character and you've got a background. So genre holds a special place in my heart, guys. I love producing a subject. So right now we're producing a man looking over Montana. And I was saying on the last stream, my goal here is to make it feel like, although we're standing behind the rider, almost like you're in a video game and you're the character, and suddenly by moving a joystick, you might be able to walk the horse around across the field. At the same time, I want you to feel like you're seeing Montana through this character's eyes. That actually, although we're behind the character in a third person sort of view, actually in practice, we're looking at the incredible Treasure State, at Montana with Shorter. We're looking out across these mountains and this grassy landscape and these trees and these valleys. We're seeing it with him. And we're seeing it with these potent, bouncing, vibrant colours. And so, in effect, I want you to see Montana through this man's eyes. And if we can do that, we've done well. But, guys, it could go any direction. It could go any direction. We never know. We never know. But that is my intentions. I'm leading with intentions. That's where I want it to go. I want to keep the vibrancy of colour, but I want to get that deep layering of Montana. And if I can do that, I'll be a happy boy. That's what I think. Here we go, a little bit in there. Coming over here, I've got some little grass patches. Boop, just there. And then there's another little one coming across here, and there. There we go. And then sneaking through here. Hello. The live should be in nature. Katrin, the live should be in nature. It should be. You're right. I should be out in nature right now. I should be embellishing the process with place as well. But you know what? Today, I just wanted to get started. I just wanted to be here in painting. At the moment, I wanted to get back into an environment where I really wanted to produce paint, which I'm currently in. I think it was comforting for me today to have the element of control. Sometimes having control for comfort to help you get back into your process is a good thing. And so the ability to control temperature, Wi-Fi, wind, rain, sun, all these things, that was very, very alluring today. And then once I get the hang of that, of course, I'm going to go back out there in nature. I'm going to go wild. I'm going to go paint with a sunset at a beach. All these sorts of things. I love that. You know I love that. I'll be back on that. But guys, the most important thing is that you change your environment. You mix it up. And so, nature, bird song, is probably on the agenda for later today, I reckon. I might do a sneaky little pop over to Instagram and do a little live session over there. I haven't quite figured out Instagram yet, but I'm having fun. And maybe a few of you will be there. And we can hang out. And we can have some fun on Instagram. You don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I'm into it. Sounds fun. There we go. Just like that. This horse is looking really cool. There we go. Hello. Building up a horse with layers of colour. Now we're going here. Where am I going to go? Just in here. Hello. Just like that. The combination looks great. Thanks, Tix. Should I say Tix? TX? Tix? 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 Or just TX or T? Who knows? Who knows? I'll tell you what, if you don't like what I'm saying, you tell me, and I'll call you what you want me to call you. But bear in mind, guys, this is just the ramblings of a Kiwi man. And some of it will help you, some of it won't. Take what you will, take it into whatever you do, and send your craft to the sky. Your craft doesn't have to be art. Your craft can be whatever you want your craft to be. Are you a lawyer, an electrician, a painter? Are you a mother? Are you a father? Do you work on underground rail lines? Do you mine silver in Australia? Diamonds in Australia, is that a thing? I don't know. Yep, yes, I'm in Auckland. So, where do I get my inspiration from? That's a good question. My inspiration comes from, first off, I think it's always interesting that we always ask artists, what's your inspiration? Do we ask a rugby player or an NFL player, what's your inspiration? We just assume they like playing the game. We just assume that for them, football is life, right? We make that assumption. So, for me, can we also make that assumption? Can we assume that even if no one wanted the art, and I was in a garage just painting by myself, without anyone watching, that I'd still want to do it? If we assume that, then we wouldn't need to ask me. It should be like, he's just doing what he loves. He's just doing that. And honestly, guys, that is the truth. A lot of my work never has seen the light of day, never got finished. There wasn't a finish line I was going for. I just wanted to apply paint to a surface. I was buying MDF boards from Mitre 10, which is a DIY store, and I was just applying paint to them. Unprimed canvases. Why was I doing it? I like the thrill. I like the process of slowly making something. I like the idea that with these rudimentary tools, maybe I could create something, and maybe as I created it, I'd feel that euphoric feeling of flow, that enjoyment and that thrill of actually, I know it sounds weird, but of living. I want to live. I want to feel like I was living, and I get that feeling as I apply paint to a canvas. So, first off, it's the process that I love. So that's a massive part of it for me. That's not inspiration, that's an everyday thing. That's me as a person. That's me being called to enjoy the process of creating on a 2D surface. And then there's everyone. There's a community, there's people, there's clients, there's people who find fulfillment from seeing the art come together, and fulfillment from owning the art, and happiness from being of what gets made. Now, those two things together, the potency of both is incredible. That gets me, empowers me, that makes me, sometimes when I don't feel like getting out of bed and painting for me, I can get out of bed and paint for all the people I know I can give pleasure to. That's really special. So that's where it comes from. Do you think that when we paint a painting, we should draw in the whole painting, or step by step? First off, I think you should do, this is going to sound condescending, it's not, you should do whatever you want to do, because there's no right answers and there's also no wrong ones. I don't put down any guiding lines. Why? Because I want mistakes. I want things to be slightly out of proportion, like an expressionist painting. I want things to slowly pull together in the right places. I want to get caught up in a little area and get lost in the texture of the grass and the light hitting these Tuscan little things in the painting, and forget that actually there is a grander picture at play here. I want to see a mountain, I want to enjoy a small range or valley in isolation without thinking, oh yeah, here are my guidelines to be part of the rest of the picture. I want to keep losing myself around the work, and I can't do that if I create a set of guidelines, where I actually say, right, after I've done this little colour here and this shape here, I'll move on to this little shape here. No, I feel like when you control it like that and you create a blueprint for it, you take away the ability for the painting to ever really live. And honestly, a painting needs to be on a journey, and it needs to not know where it's going to end. Because if you do that, then the painting, in a weird sort of figurative way, can actually live, can actually be, can actually become. And that's why I had something to say there, but I lost my trail of thought. So I hope I, in a rambling way, answered that question. But look, sometimes with realism art, or depending on your style, maybe for you, you really enjoy the idea that you've got a blueprint. Maybe the security of knowing the direction of a painting, or where objects will eventually go inside the painting. Maybe this reassures you, provides you with comfort, and helps your craft. So, on one hand, Seb's got his way, but on the other hand, you've got yours. So, do you. Now, my light is flickering again. We're going to, let's have a look-see here. What are we going to do next? Oh, misty eye, the mountain below. Excuse me. All right, painters or people who use dexterity close up. Cityscapes, I love cityscapes. But bear in mind, if you order a cityscape from me, it's going to come out pretty wild, because although a cityscape has a lot of straight lines in it, like I say, we're not seeing straight lines, so expect the whole thing to look like a slight impressionist style thing, like Scream, the painting, because I'm not going to notice that actually, I'm going to try and avoid the fact that all the buildings have this vertical continuity. I'm going to see each painting, each building and light hitting that building as an individual, and so they're all going to skew off slightly, which is sort of cool, but that's the reality of the style I use. It looks like a spring morning after a long, cold winter. I feel that. I feel that. In fact, I need to ask Sean what time of year it was. In fact, I'm not going to ask him. I want to finish the painting. I want to capture the light as it hits and the colours as they are. And then once I'm finished, I'm going to ask him, tell me about the time of year it was, the time of day it was, and we'll go from there. I'm not double jointed, just flexible. Now, painters, dexterity, a lot of the time if you don't warm up, you might be doing small work on a canvas, but if you don't actually get movement in your wrists, those small movements will be constrained to just your wrist or just small movements like this. Even when you're working small, make sure the movement's coming from your shoulder first and foremost, then your elbow, and then the wrist. The wrist is a flick at the end of the movement. The shoulder and the elbow should be doing all the effort. So see here like this, coming from the shoulder first, and then when I need to, can come from the wrist, and then actually, for the most part, the wrist is, shoulder, elbow, and the wrist is doing very little effort. Maybe at the extension of the stroke, I can flick, but actually it's all coming from here. Now, the point of me telling you that is because I need to stretch a little bit. I'm tight, and that needs fixing. So, very simple. Stretch back your fingertips on both hands. I just tilt upwards like that. Fingertips on both hands, and then push back this way, just lightly, like that. If they wrote history books like Picasso or Monet, would you like them to say about you, Ollie? Jeepers. That's a big question. I'd like them to say that actually Seb put process first and really believed in taking not only himself but everyone who was a part of it on a journey with him. He didn't show finished products. He made finished products, but he valued the process of making them and everyone who joined him on that process, and that he was absolutely hell-bent on producing work that would go on to produce more happiness. I love the fact that Van Gogh's Starry, Starry Night and Sunflower Pictures brings just a tiny bit of happiness to millions of people. You're not going to have a euphoric moment when you see it, but when you do see it, it makes you feel a little bit better. And if I can do that with my artwork, and they talk about my artwork and say that actually it makes a lot of people a little bit more happy, then I've done the right thing. So that's my answer there. And here's to hoping. Yum, yum, yum. Right. Righty-tighty. Now, I'm going to show you this plate because it's of an interest to you guys. This one here, see how it's lost that movement in the plate? The primal stuff dries quite quickly. So, thanks TX. So, we need to move on to the next plate. If we keep using that plate, what we'll end up doing is putting clumps onto the surface, clots and things like that. It's not so good because when we do that, then we can't put on future layers that will glide over the surface nicely. It'll get caught in these lumps. We don't want that. We do not want that. But we will quickly look and wonder what the next colour is going to be. I see blue. It's going to be blue. Hints of purple in it. We've already got the purple in there though, so I don't want more purple. Blue with a little bit of red. Maybe a teeny tiny bit of red. It's tough though. Blue, darker blue. What blue is that? Blue and purple. That's where it's going to go. Sitting here thinking about it, but it's blue and purple. I just thought of teacup saucer of Starry Starry Night. That's fun. And if you ever look at one of those pictures like Starry Starry Night, Just remember, you're not supposed to get a sermon out of it or a euphoric, huge moment of change. You're just supposed to feel a little bit of pleasure. If you feel a little bit of pleasure from it, then you experience what Van Gogh set out for you to experience. Just a little bit of happiness from a creation from another Homo sapien on a 2D surface. And that's pretty fun. Did you finish the painting? No. Now we're just swapping away from the blacks and the greens, and I'm moving in to these mountain ranges here are looking really cool, but they need some deeper blues and purples through them. It's got purples popping, but I want more blues through them. And I also want to get a little bit, where are you hiding, of white. Am I going to use white? No, we're not. Pastel pink. Pastel pink's going to be the plan. Hello and good night in Germany. Simone, thank you so much. Germany. I was there about 6 months ago. And it was amazing. I went there with Shelby, we went to Beer Fest, we had a time. It was fantastic. There was lots of sights and sounds. Good paintbrush here. Here we go. Pa. New paintbrush. New paint. And I need my liquid. Here we go. A little bit of this everywhere. Perfect. And that, good sir, is now our palette. Our painting, I get a sensation of New York peppermint pate. That's interesting. First time I've heard that, but I'm glad. Sounds good. All right, here we go. Just mixing a little bit through stuff, getting our color sorted. I'm gonna go just with the blue to start with, and then once I see how it's landing, I'll bust into the pastel pinks and purples. But only once we really see how this blue hits its straps. Just gonna get it mixed in properly though. Just gotta get it mixed in properly. Dabbing it round this paintbrush. Singing about it, cause I got nothing to say until it's all mixed in. Bum, 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 bum. That's good. All right, now let's have a look-see up here. Yeah, this is all good. I'll make it a bit more intense actually. There we go. I'm just gonna add it into the sky. There we go. Lovely. See where that takes us. Have you ever been to Amsterdam? No, I've never been to Amsterdam. Sounds like a lovely place though. My brother's partner is from Amsterdam. She's a lovely person. No, she's not. She's from San Sebastian. But she goes to Amsterdam from time to time. And it looks like a lovely place. Lots of bikes. Lots of bits and pieces like that. Let's get some of this in. There we go. I'm going to add that pink in there straight away, guys. I said I wasn't going to. I said I was going to play with the blue, but you know what? Let's get bold. Eva Dillison, I am fantastic. I hope you're looking after yourself today. I had actually a funny instance, guys. I'm going to tell you about this. It's pretty funny. I got spotted in the gym yesterday. I was having an off day. I went to the gym. I was wearing some old shoes. I was wearing long socks with them, long dress socks. I was wearing paint-stained shorts. I was wearing an ugly, old, unwashed white shirt. And then someone messaged me on Instagram being like, yo, I saw you in the gym. I'm like, oh, please tell me you didn't. Because, you know, I was #1 battler that day. I needed a shower, needed to wash the clothes. I needed a shower, wash clothes, and coffee. And she's like, no, I'm pretty sure it was you. And I'm like, oh. So, that's all right. Thanks, DJ. Yes. he does. Yes, he does. Nightwing. Nightwing. Who's Nightwing? I'm confused. Conversation sounds fun though. Anyway, here with, it's not quite baby blues because I put in pastel paints. It's gone to like a pastel blue, which is all good. It's going to be more accurate to what's happening in the sky here. Every colour we put through the sky, we're also putting through the rest of the painting. And the reason we're doing that is so the sky doesn't exist in isolation, with a weird sort of poppy colour on it. It's gonna all show up in unison without like a weird standout blue sky. That's the worst, guys. That can ruin a painting. Don't leave an area like a sky. Be like, oh, it's blue, so I'll do that at the end. Makes it look funny. Put energy into the sky. Put pop. Put fun. Put red. Put green. Blue. Blue can be an afterthought for the sky. You know, this sky is very turquoise. We'll slowly build it up, get to the correct tone, but right now, be wild, have fun. See where it goes. What's LG? Is that, oh, IG, sorry, Instagram. Guys, if you want the Instagram, if you want the YouTube, the Instagram, the funky other social medias and everything the world has to offer, everything's in the bio. So just click on that. You know what I need to do though? Should I put a little like stand up that says, maybe I need a little stand. Maybe. I've got that little thing here that says, hello from Portugal. Hello, welcome, and thank you. I'm not sure what I did, but you are more than welcome. Right, more baby blue. More baby blue. More baby blue, baby blues. Baby blues, baby blues. Oh yeah. That's what I was talking about, guys. I'm adding that colour from the sky into these Tuscany style landscapes to make it all pop. This is what's going to make them all come together in unison. It's that Kiwi song. Come together, ha ha, over me. Once I've finished with this paint tray, which will happen sooner rather than later, once I'm finished with it, I will be going into wash this tray and wash these brushes and do all those sort of things. So you've got me here for another, don't want to undersell it, I don't want to oversell it either. Maybe 30 minutes, who knows? Who knows? How old am I? How old am I? I am a delightful 30 years old. I'm a 30-year-old man. 30-year-old boy. I turned 30 on January 12th. It's an absolute pleasure to be 30. Feels just like I did it at 29. Had the most amazing birthday, surrounded by the most amazing people. I'm incredibly lucky, guys, to have reached this point in my life and be surrounded by so many incredible people. Don't take that lightly. No one should take that lightly. Don't ever take the people you love in your life lightly, guys. It's very special that they're there. It's special that you love them. That's what I reckon. Love the new painting. Hello, Mark. Hope you're looking after yourself. I'm glad you love it. This is Montana, Mark. So this is the lovely state of Montana, and I am currently adding in some pastel blues. You may not notice them popping too much. Why? Because there's a high level of transparency to them. Transparency added in through the paint to build up more layers. I don't want baby blues to overtake these lovely warm colours we've got. What I do want is for them to actually come over the top a little bit and create this wonderful layering, this wonderful depth to the colours, and fun, playful strokes across the canvas. I am from New Zealand. Ask you said about the sky. I just joined the live and you said it. Sorry, man's Tahiti. I was saying that with the sky, you know what? You go back up there and apply a little bit more paint. With the sky, don't just add blue to the sky. So often we can leave skies and be like, the sky's blue, so I'll get to that at the end. And then you come back to it and you're like, well, blue. And suddenly it looks like it's a funny, stick out thing that's disjointed from the rest of the painting. If you go in for that effect, go nuts. But I encourage you, and you don't have to listen to me, but I encourage you to actually add greens, add turquoises, add tans, add reds and purples and yellows through your sky. Try and spot those colours, try and play with it and have fun with it. You're allowed to, it's your painting. And if you do add colours into the sky, blue or any other colour, be sure to actually add it around the rest of the painting. There's no way colour belongs in one spot of the painting, it belongs all over the show. Now if it belongs all over the show, that'll make it seem more natural in the painting, more fitting, like it belongs. And again guys, take everything I say with a grain of salt. You may know better than me, because I don't know best. And also, your painting style might be vastly different to mine. You may like putting down guidelines, doing luscious blue skies with amazing gradients in them and all this sort of stuff. And you know what? You go for it. But I'll continue to be me. And me means I'm going to do these wild, primal, crazy skies with crazy colour that I see. I don't know why I see it, guys, but I do see it like this. I'm not trying to make, I say the painting's crazy, I'm not trying to make this painting crazy. I'm actually trying to make it as accurate as possible. As accurate as possible. I'm trying to use a paintbrush to create a painting as accurately as possible. And look, this is the result. This is what you get. This is, when I use tools like this, I get results like this. And that's why I don't like to go to a brush below a certain size. Because I do too much detail. I get caught up in this detail. And as you do more detail, what happens? You lose what a picture could be. Alright, am I back? Am I back? I'm back. I'm not back. Am I back? I must be back in a moment. I'm back. Shelby Cooper. She's one of the only people on the face of the planet that can interrupt a live stream by dialing my phone. And she knows to check. She knows. She knows these things. But I will actually contact her because it could be something important. So, bear with me. I'm not finished with you guys. I still have to apply a lot more of that blue. But I'm going to pause this here. Be like, what's he pausing? I've got an app iPad over here. It was on charge, so I started the stream without it. But I turned on a time lapse because time lapses are fun. And they also really help me too to watch the colours go and all appear. Do you take a photograph of all your paintings? Chop and change. Here's this photograph. This is our landscape. I'll put this, yeah, like that. There we go. So we got a photograph of a man, Sean, on his horse, a Palermo, I think it's what it's called, looking over Montana, the Treasure State. This painting is called Treasure State. I like that name. It's fun. Montana's called the Treasure State because it's rich in resources. It's where Yellowstone was based, or was filmed. One of the two, I forget these things. Let me just sneak on in here though. Here we go. Do you mind flying solo on the Perfectos. Perfect. Streaming live will call shortly. Emoji, love heart, painting person, painting palette, heart hands. Send. Thanks guys. Now, I'm going to set this back up. Camera. Where is it hiding? It's hiding here somewhere. Time lapse. Swap the camera around. There you go. Got a little time lapse swapped over there. Using my little ring light. That's pretty cool. I'm going to put this back on its little stage. Bear with me. Here we go. This little stage. Press play on that. Time lapse is back going. There was a comment there from a subscriber. Wow, so different, but such a good way. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you. I mean, after the painting is done, Harry, I missed the first comment, but it sounds like it's important to understand the second one, so I can't help you, but you're a great dude, and look after yourself. Let me have a look here. Also, this primal gel that I'm adding through the paint, guys, it glistens, shines. So it added a different effect to the other paints currently on the canvas. It's going to make it, what's it going to do? It's going to make everything jump off a little bit more. There we go. On different angles, you'll see more or less. Let's smooth it out a little bit. Add a bit of purple through this now. Here we go. Paint check. Here we go. This purple's going to pop. It's through the primal gel. That's what we're dealing with. Oh, no, up here. There we go. I mean, take a picture of the painting after it's done. Guys, so I do take pictures of the paintings after they're done. Thanks, Victor. I do take pictures of the paintings after they're done. Now, you'll be like, why haven't I seen many on Instagram? Because, guys, a couple of them will be available as prints. We've got a few coming up shortly. I'm just working with an outfit that's actually making it easier to ship internationally for the prints. But in terms of actually showing the artwork, I prefer to post about where I'm at with the process of the paintings, because 99% of painting is process-based, guys. So I don't want to show you pretty results. I want to show you authentic, raw, rough, challenging, stupid, annoying, fun, changing, joyful process, because that's what art's about. RJ, sing a country song. I've got no country song stuck in my head, but if one does get stuck in my head, RJ, I will start singing it. But I think it's been very relaxing for the moderators not to hear me sing the same songs on repeat. I can buy myself flowers. See, look what you've done now. There we go. Cool. This colour purple has been mixed into the pastel pink and the baby blue to make like a, dare I say it, violet? Is it violet? You know what, I'm going to call it pastel purple. Pastel purple's a fun way to define it. There we go. I can buy myself flowers. Can hold your hand. Talk to myself for hours. Your painting looks very snazzy. Thanks, Ken. That's a very snazzy comment that I appreciate a lot. Jessica, hello. Hope you're looking after yourself. You need this in your new place, AJ. AJ, I'm so sorry. This painting's not available. This painting, once it's finished, is off to the place it seeks to represent. This is Montana. This is called the Treasure State. Once it's finished, it is going to the Treasure State. So, if you would like one though, AJ, there is a link in the bio for commissions. Click that link and you can tell me the size you're after and where I'll be shipping to. And what we can do from there is figure out if we can do a project together. Personally, I would love for your new house, your new place, to be embellished with a painting. I would love to be a part of that with you. So, we'll find a picture, one of your pictures, something special to you. I want to bring your inspiration to life. I want I want to match your inspiration and idea and dream with my enthusiasm, joy and energy and craft, and I want something beautiful to slide right down through that. That's the goal. Did the one painting make it safely to Pennsylvania, Harry? It did. It did. I'm waiting for the confirmation that a few other paintings have made it to their destinations in a few places. But on the whole, the last batch of big paintings made it to their homes. And we've moved off. The painting Mahalo is off to Hawaii. I'm just waiting for a tracking number to give to Steve. Stephen's painting has gone to Washington, DC. Excited about that. And there's one going to Scott and Craig in Florida, which is on the move as well. So, have I ever shipped to Canada? Whee! I think I have. I need to double check. Time ticks. But I need to check that. You might. I have done one to Canada, I think. So, depends where you're from in Canada. You may be the first collector. I think it was Toronto. So, anywhere else in Canada, Alberta, Quebec, you'd be the first collector, which is pretty cool. If that's something that you'd like. I'm talking to a great guy at the moment though, Chancellor K, who's looking at getting one for his office space. And if he goes for one, then there'll be that there as well. Beautiful colours, like the painting. Thanks, Caddies, you champion. And Julie, the painting is, thank you so much, Jolie. Appreciate you. Here we go. And we're just going to splash around this violet colour and a few other places. Probably down here in this corner here a wee bit, guys. I'm not going to be shy with it. Then I'm going to wash my stuff. I've got a viewing on some accommodation. We're moving our house, maybe, flat, maybe, we'll see. And British Columbia, yes, of course I can, Pearson, of course. If you want some work in British Columbia, it is doable. Oh yeah. Anything's doable, guys. I was talking to a man quite recently who wanted to do a picture of St. Petersburg in Russia. And we've got the coolest idea. I haven't heard back from him yet, but it's called White Nights. And White Nights will be a painting about, because in St. Petersburg the sun doesn't fully set at night and it creates this brilliant glade across the city. So we're going to use this style of saturated, poppy, vibrant colours, and we're going to use that to actually embellish St. Petersburg in wonderful colour to make it really stand out. But, that is if I hear back from him. Who knows? I can buy myself flowers. I can hold your hand. Talking about love for hours. And I'm bound to Here we go. Here we go. There. Little touch points. Now. Yeah. The stuff's starting to go a little bit solid. So good. Really great. Let's see videos. I've been landscaping I've only seen landscaping when I see you live. I see. So typically I do a lot of portraits, but at the moment we've been doing a whole bunch of landscapes. This is actually a character in the middle of a landscape though. So it's more of a genre painting. You say genre? We'll say genre. Let's add this up here. And we've probably got another, where are we at, 12:30? The cool dogs, ASIP. I do ankle dogs. I love doing dogs. And actually, I've been talking to a man who's wanting to get his corgis done. So there's going to be a picture of 3 corgis. But I've got a soft spot now. I've got a soft spot for Hungarian Vishlers. I think that I'll actually I mean, honestly, I'm still not changing my breed of dog though. I think me and Shelby, if we ever got a dog, would be a golden retriever. But the Vizsla is very tempting. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Hello, Anna from Scotland in the UK. Welcome, Anna. Hope you're looking after yourself. Good to have you here. Anna, you caught us in the tail end. We're not quite done yet, but I'm not far off. So a bit more to add to this stuff. As soon as it starts going gluggy, we'll have no choice but to cut ourselves just a little bit short. Plus, I'm getting hungry, guys. When I get hungry, your boy needs to eat. And we go by the supermarket, pick up some stuff, and then the flat viewing's at 4. So I've got a bit of time up my sleeve, but I still want to make sure all my little bits and pieces are done by then. And there's some people waiting on emails. So, as fun as it is. You should meet a Vizsla. They'd be great. It'd be pretty cool if I had a little dog that actually wanted to hang out here and just, little nap, watch a little bit, do its thing. It'd be pretty fun. And if I wasn't streaming live, I could ask it for its opinions on certain pieces. Let me see here. Good afternoon. Hello, Ivan. Hope you're looking after yourself. Let's go here. And we go a little bit more up in these mountains, just through the middle. Here we go. Hello. Now I'm going to grab the rest of that blue, and the rest of that pastel pink, mix it together, so we're using up the final parts of the colour now before it goes off. A Velcro dog. I like that. That's a cool name for a dog. I've never heard that slang term before, T, but thank you for sharing. I'm a fan. Right, up in the sky. Up here, and then coming across here, and then coming across here. Perfect. And then coming across here. Perfect. A little bit more over here. Now we're talking to it. A little bit of thick on the paint in that corner, but that's okay. We can always resolve that. T-shirts from Shelby's parents for Christmas. They got it for me. I'm a very lucky boy. Shelby's father has a lot to do with fashion, so he's got quite a thorough understanding of style, and he bought this shirt for me with Wendy, and I'm a big fan of it. It's very cool. There we go. I can buy myself flowers. I can hold your hand. Talk to myself for hours. If you were Miley's mate too, and she wrote that song, you'd be like, Miley, great song, I love it. Do you hang out? Want a movie night? We want to get some popcorn and watch Emperor's New Groove. Just relax, maybe grab a 6-pack of beers or something. Bit of a mate, what a mate. Alright, standing back, having a look. Good placement. Pausing there, team. That's enough of that. Richard, you're an absolute champion. Thank you so much. Love you to bits. Guys, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who joined the stream today. You're all a bunch of champions. It's been a really fun couple of layers of paint on it. I'm just going to check it from the angle here, make sure it didn't go on too thick. It did not. We don't put on paint too thick. If we put on too thick, it's going to stop the next strokes from being able to be themselves, move across the canvas, have fun, and in our last few layers, that's when we get a bit more impasto in there. Not yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. Thanks, buddy. Good to see your name here, actually. So, it's in a really good place. We're going to do probably tonight. Probably not tonight. I've got to hang out with a very old good friend of mine, and but tomorrow morning we'll definitely be back, and hopefully earlier than this morning, so I can get that early morning sun. like I was saying, guys, if you've got any questions and I missed them, I am so sorry, and you can ask them on the videos. I'll go through the notifications, I'll grab the good questions out that a lot of people are asking, and I will turn them into a quick little candid video answering the question as best I can. Or I'll make a video that says, I don't know. Who knows? T, absolutely fantastic to connect with you today. Wishing you all the best from this little Auckland studio that I'm in. Guys, I'll let you know tomorrow morning how the flat viewing went and if I'll be moving to a new location. No, nothing too wild, just a new location in Auckland, maybe. Or if we'd even consider it, who knows. Here was a Pee Wee Kiwi. Yep, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Paint an impression of the feeling of love. That's basically what we're trying to do here. I want to create, I want you, when you look at these canvases, to feel love, joy, fulfillment, and pleasure, happiness. 5 things. If you can get that out of what I can put on a 2D surface, then I'm doing everything I want to be doing. At the moment, guys, I feel it from this, but I feel like we can get more out of it. So we're going to keep pursuing that. We're going to try and get more out of it. We're going to build it up with a few more vibrant colors and build up more layers. So when you come close to it, you see special, transparent layers upon layers building through each other. And when you come back, a picture comes together, an idea comes together that we can all get behind and enjoy. Apart from that, you're all amazing people, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure painting with you, and I will see you when I see you. Links in the bio, whatever you need there, guys. Commissions, Instagram, replays on YouTube. Apart from that, wherever you're based in the world, guys, I truly hope you have an amazing day or an amazing night. Bye. And then after I've waved, there's this awkward little part where I walk up to the camera, and swipe the text the other way, and then reach